All right, how you feeling? You about ready? You feeling good?
I'm good.
All right, man. It's been a while. Let's do this. Lay Ill Kid at OneYoungsta, holding it down, bringing you that StreetGeek and NERDSoul. You know what's up, people. That's right here, NERD. Excited to see y'all beautiful, sunshiny faces. It is yet another wonderful Friday. You made it. I'm glad you made it. It's beautiful to see y'all. What is up? Big shout out to the chat. We got Markeith Collins up in the house. We got Alan Lewis in the spot. Big shout out to all the Patreon supporters right now. You guys have no idea how much you help out, guys. Just $1 or $2, whatever you got in the bucket helps in crazy ways from all kinds of different items and stuff, technology, whatever, to keep this thing going for y'all. You know what I'm saying? As y'all can see, brother been trying to do all kinds of live streams for y'all. Hey, but we doing it. We made it. We here. I hope y'all safe. Now, with that said, I'm not by myself. You can see NERDSoulite. I ain't even gonna let him speak yet. Lady Lisa, say hey.
Hey, y'all.
All right. NERDSoulite, say what's up.
Hi, y'all.
See people trying to, can't be original. Can't have their own stuff.
Oh man! So I wanted to lead off this story today with a little bit of good news, a piece of good news. It was reported in Virginia politics that the House passes the bill to end the immunity for police days after rejecting it. Did you want to read through a little bit of it? Did you have any pieces that you wanted to pick out from it, or no? Did you want me to just go? I'll go through.
Yeah, it's nothing in particular. It's kind of straightforward.
Well, yeah, but just so people that kind of aren't up on it, the House of Delegates today passed a legislation Tuesday that would end qualified immunity for police officers in Virginia. Now, I mean, of course, look, baby steps, but in Virginia, just days after the House rejected the bill. The bill is sponsored by Delegate Jeff Bourne. Would make it easier for people to sue police officers and collect money damages in state court for alleged violations of their civil rights. It will also eliminate the immunity that shields police from liability. That bill was initially defeated on September 4th in a 47-49-3 vote, but today, the House of Delegates made significant strides in improving accountability and transparency throughout policing and our criminal justice system. These bills move our Commonwealth closer to realizing the promise that all Virginians are governed equally by the rule of law, because Delegate Ibrahim Samira in Fairfax asked the chamber to reconsider the vote during Tuesday's session, and then the bill passed 49 to a 45 vote. So it looks like they probably split those three that didn't vote at all, which is a dope thing. Opponents argue that the legislation would result in frivolous lawsuits that make it difficult to hire and retain police officers. Oh boy, you know how they do. The bill will now go to the Senate, which has already rejected similar legislation. So at least it's in the zeitgeist. At least it's actually passing one step. Now, of course, the Senate, the state Senate is going to have to do their thing. But at least this is out there. And I don't even know if the people in VA know how important this is. And if you're in Virginia, we're from Virginia. So if you're in Virginia, make some noise, get out there, make sure that your representatives know what you want, and just stay in their face. And because Virginia could be that kernel, that seed, that spark of rebellion that lights the fire that burns the First Order down. I'm just saying. Any thoughts on your side?
No. Right, I just want to see how this goes.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see how this goes down. I'm very.
I will say, I'm looking for some of the powers that be to really fight against this, because of course we know this isn't about fighting against frivolous cases. It's not about that. I mean, you know, you're going to have frivolous cases because we can sue in general. Because
you're going to have frivolous cases regardless.
Regardless. This is about the cops not having to be accountable. This is about a system. As always, it comes back to that. This is about a system where, you know, the system wants cops to be allowed to overmanage, if you will, black folks.
Yeah. And big shout out to Godric Voorhees. Surprised to see you. Very surprised to see you. But you here, we'll see how it goes. Shouts to Sandra Thomas. Shouts to Kibi23. So I'm very interested to see how this goes. And hopefully this can be removed because, of course, with great power comes great responsibility and accountability.
Does it? For everyone else.
Look, we are here, geek and hip hop, to find ways to have deeper conversations about what we see in our heroes and heroines throughout time and story. So I would think that this would be very, very well within the realm of what Captain America would want, of what Superman would want. You know what I'm saying? And those are the best of us. Actually, I think this is even what Nick Fury and the Punisher would want. It's like, look, hey.
Absolutely.
Hey, you did something, you got to be accountable for it. So, you know, that's good. And we'll, of course, continue tracking it. We'll see. We'll let you guys know what goes on. Whether it's up or down, we'll see. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. You know, hopefully it'll be like one of those things where, what was it? Remember when everybody was like hardcore against, you know, legal marijuana, and then it was one state, then it was 3 states, and now basically we're looking at a national thing now. So we'll see how that rolls. Next up, what you want to hit up next up?
Let's go ahead and talk about the little boy, I guess.
All right. So unfortunately, there was a school that called the police on a 12-year-old kid that was holding a toy gun during a Zoom class. Did you want to? I'll let you lead this off since.
Yes. So this was in, and I'm sorry, in case we have to say this for anybody, the little boy was black. Okay.
Yes, he was
just in
black.
case anybody needed that to be said. We didn't before we even saw the story. But anyway, so this was in Colorado Springs. Not a big surprise. Yeah, they were having virtual class like they are, you know, all over the United States. And this young man was, I guess, you know, fiddling around with his I guess it ended up really being a BB gun, but it was a bright green. Okay?
Yeah.
Bright green and black.
With an orange tip
BB gun with an orange tip he was fiddling around with. There isn't a clear record of what happened. There's some inconsistencies in you know, in the story of exactly how everything happened, but the gist of it is he was kind of just fiddling around with this gun, this toy gun that is obviously a toy gun, and the teacher supposedly told him put it away. He was doing whatever with it, and she told the principal about it, and then the principal called the police.
Wow.
Call the police. Let me say that again. Call the police. Okay. Police came to his house and talked to him. He was, let me make sure I get it right.
And what up, Geeky Lizzie? Nice to see you in the spot. Big shout out to Alan Lewis. What up, what up?
This was on the 3rd day of distance learning. 3rd day, right? Mm-hmm. Let me make sure I get all these things right. He was suspended, I believe, he was suspended for 5 days. Wow. After being in school for 3. So we're not going to have any sort of cushion for learning rules, for getting stuff right, none of that. 3rd day, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. So he got 5-day suspension. And deputies visited him at his home. Of course, he was afraid. He was crying. They explained to him that if he brought a toy gun to school, they could file criminal charges. Well,
but he wasn't at
school. Okay.
You're not at school. That's if you're physically at school. What up, Moses? How you doing? Keep going. I'm sorry.
Let's see. I'm trying to see what the police did, because
I know they say he now has a complaint record or something like that.
Yeah, I can't find that on here.
But this goes back to the school to prison pipeline, where we talk, and this isn't. Feel free to hit your Google. This has been discussed. This has been documented. This has been researched. The school to prison pipeline shows that black children are at a higher rate disciplined more than white children. This kid was obviously a toy gun. You could have just been like, hey, tell their mom or their dad, look, can't have the toy gun, and keep it moving. Right. But you saw fit to tell the principal? When can teachers not handle their own class? Well, especially a class you ain't even there.
Let me say this, because I already know what the foolishness is going to be, right? Just follow the rules and you won't have to worry about it.
We ain't worrying about foolishness. We don't cover that.
But I'm going to say this. Let's say, because we know that it's true, he does not say he wasn't playing with the gun. He was. He had the toy gun. Yeah. He was playing with it. Everyone agrees it was a toy gun, period. No one is saying it was not a toy gun. So let's start there. Everyone agrees it was a toy gun. True. So the teacher told him put it away. I don't know if he put it away immediately or not. Let's say he didn't put it away immediately. Let's go there. He didn't put it away immediately. The teacher had to speak to him several times. Let's say he never put it away, right? So let's say she saw fit to tell the principal. Cool. No, I still don't have a problem with that. My problem starts here. When the principal decided to call the law, the freaking law,
for something that we all know is a toy.
For a virtual incident with a toy on a black boy.
That nobody was in any possible danger whatsoever.
No.
At all.
That's the problem that I have.
There's no patience for black children.
None.
There's no mercy for black children.
There's no room to learn. There's no room for guidance.
Yeah.
Guidance. Because children, for the most part, need guidance. They need rules and they need guidance. No. You step out of line on the third day of school. The third day of virtual school.
When everyone's at home, it has everything at their house to their disposal. Come on, man. Like, it's just assumed that there's going to be some kids that have a toy or an iPad or some kind of whatever beside them, some kind of toy figure or a Nintendo Switch or whatever, because they're kids in 2020. So they're going to have a football or a basketball or a soccer ball in the shop or around them or whatever that they will use because, like they said, this kid is ADHD.
Yep, that's another issue.
To keep this kid busy.
That's another issue. Yep.
There's no consideration of like, well, maybe he's ADHD. Maybe it's this, because we see all the time when it comes to white children, there's all this consideration given. Oh, well, think of how this will affect their lives. Think of how this will ruin their life going forward. There's all that thought given to that. When it's a black child, it's not, which reverts me back to what the parents decided to do. The parents took the child out of that school, and he's waitlisted on a charter school that can better handle or better understand, how to handle children, since apparently you can't handle a child that has a toy at his own house. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, come on, man. Come on. We see this stuff. But with that said, we're going to let that be. Remember, there are black school co-ops in your area, most likely. Homeschooling is available. I am a large proponent of training your own child or having someone that and trust to train your own child. I am not, we are very against the current school system that they have now. Yeah. We're not having our child go into it We don't trust it. Haven't trusted it for a long time.
Yeah.
And
I am actually, just FYI, I'm in the midst right now of starting to get together and develop curriculum for Mikey. Even though he would be considered preschool right now, he would be considered preschool. So I'm trying to get my curriculum together for him to have a set schedule and, you know, have preschool. I mean, of course, he's always learning new stuff all the time. Anyway, sign language, etc. But you know, this is the time right now. There are so many resources. It's like almost overwhelming. There's so many resources out there right now in general, and more so for you know, Black folks who want to homeschool. There are homeschool groups that you can find on Facebook that are really, really fantastic, where you can find resources in general and resources in your specific state and in your city. So take advantage, consider what is going on, including this case right here. This is not out of the ordinary, just so y'all know. This is not out of the ordinary. They're just taking it to another level because they're like, oh, we gonna get you virtually. We gonna get y'all when you in school. We gonna get y'all when you are here virtually. We gonna get you one way or the other.
Yeah, and it's completely unnecessary. But of course, whenever it comes to the control of Black bodies in any type of way, we always got to go out of our way to do something. Shouts to KB23 says toy virtual gun equals 5-day suspension. Police at door plus reprimanded, told criminal charges. I wonder what idiotic outcome for a drawing of a toy gun, spelling the word. Glad he's gone. You know what I'm saying? It's a good thing that, you know, he's up out of here. You know what I'm saying? And going to a school that they can trust or believe in or whatever.
Hopefully so.
Hopefully so. Next up. A story that came across me that I thought was you came across you.
No, you did.
I did.
You did. Not me. You.
So,
since everybody pointing fingers.
You did. Yes, you did. Actually, no, before we get to the story, I did want to stop for a second and just throw some, you know, energy and thoughts behind the memory of 9/11 and remembering 9/11, regardless of what side of thought you're on about how 9/11 happened.
It happened.
It happened, and regular everyday folk got caught up in whatever it is and died, lost their lives. And regular everyday folk that rushed to the scene to save regular everyday folk caught up in whatever it is died and lost their lives as well later on due to smoke inhalation or whatever it is. Yeah,
and so, you know, there are those who are still, if they did not die from it, that are still suffering from it today. Complications, cancer,
whether it's like
what
cancer,
have you.
yeah. And it just remembering, you know, all of the people that worked so hard, whether they were, you know, police department, fire department, regular people from across the street, whatever, that rushed to try to save as many people they could. You know, it's crazy. And Alan Lewis says, I was 4 when 9/11 happened.
What?
Yeah, Alan, you're a little youngster. When 9/11 happened, I was 18. I can't remember what. I remember I got to work and everybody was circled around the television. And I was like, are we going to do any work today? Being funny, not knowing what was going on. And somebody told me, I can't remember, it might have been Tasha or whoever, but told me a plane just hit the World Trade Center. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, was it an accident? And the second I said, was it an accident? That's when the second plane hit.
Yeah.
And I was like, not trying to be funny, but when in that moment, I was like, this isn't an accident. And, you know, of course, you know, after that, we had the plane in, there was one in Pennsylvania and one in Virginia, correct? I believe there were two more. There was one in Pennsylvania. And one in Virginia. Or DC-ish. Because it was headed towards the Pentagon. So somewhere toward that area, maybe Maryland or something like that. But I remember the panic being real, and you know, people trying to call family in New York, and I mean, you know, people that I
and
had
calling family in DC.
Yeah, calling family in DC. People just trying to figure out what was going on. And just the fallout from that, the 9/11 Commission and all that, and the Patriot Act, which made things worse. And then probably one of the worst things that came out of it was what we now know as Islamophobia, which was just this idea of like anything Islamic immediately being terroristic. You know, so many TV shows that came out after that were like focused on like, you know, Islamic terrorism and stuff. And, you know, not to say that nothing happens in the Middle Eastern region, Gaza Strip, stuff like that, but to kind of, how should we say, just trivialize it in a TV show really quickly. Like, oh, these people are just Muslims, so of course they're terrorists. It became a very, unfortunately, a very white hot ignition point to kind of push for and push against, like push for war, push against these people that we had no idea, that we didn't know anything about. And so it just sent something that ended up being bad for the world in general. But yeah, just, you know, the terror, the fright, the only thing that I could think that was even, I can't think of anything that had people scared like that. Yeah. Maybe the DC sniper, but that was different. That was a bit different.
And I remember I was actually on campus. I was in college on campus at ODU in Norfolk. And, you know, I didn't know what was going on. And of course, you know, for anybody that remembers, of course, during that time, it wasn't, you know, cell phones were not as, I guess, as common as they are now. They kind of were, but like anyway,
they were getting there.
They were getting there. I mean, you know, and so I remember walking across campus and when I say every single person, it's not an exaggeration. Every single person I passed by was on their cell phone, and that wasn't a common thing then, for everybody to just be randomly walking and on their phone, because people were still paying for minutes at this.
You're
people
right.
Were still paying for at this time.
People were still buying minutes.
Wow. So I just remember,
depending on your age, you know nothing about buying minutes.
So I remember passing everyone, and they were on their phone, and it just was really creepy. It was very creepy to me because I'm walking across campus, and I finally go into the you know, student web center, which was like the student area, and everybody's glued to a TV. So I go on and look, and that's when I see that they're talking about it. And I finally, you know, decided to pick up my phone and, you know, and call like my mom, and she had told me she had been trying to reach me because, of course, in Norfolk, she was like, you know, I guess there was talk and fear that maybe the Norfolk would be hit next because of the military base, and everything. The naval base that was there.
If you live in Virginia, Virginia is a crazy big target because Virginia has, all right, so we sort of have the capital. We sort of share the capital with Maryland to a certain degree, but whatever. DC is its own district, but we essentially have the capital, the FBI, the CIA, the Pentagon. We got the Marines and the Navy. And VMI. We have a military institute. So Virginia got like mad, like, I mean, not that I'm out here trying to tell people like, if you're looking for the best place but it's just, you're worried because all around Virginia, there's from a militaristic standpoint, Virginia would be a target because of all of the bases and stuff that it holds. So yeah, there was a lot of, like, they were cutting school, and they were telling everybody to stay home, and blah. It was crazy. And Alan Lewis, another thing Alan Lewis said, ever since then the TSA has been a pain to go through. Yes. TSA changed everything for airports. Remember when, like, you used to, and I know it's probably weird for people that are, say, Alan Lewis, like your age. it's probably weird for you to watch movies like from the 80s where people just like walk up to the airport like 1 minute before it's like you watch a movie that came out in like 89. Somebody just walks in the airport and is like, I want to take it for 2 minutes from now, and they're like, here you go, and they just walk on in there. That's not the case anymore now, due to so many checks and things, especially since we have a small child. Man, going through TSA with a stroller and a child.
I don't want to even relive
bottles of milk, and they got to check the milk, and they got to. So yes, but of course, those are the things that happen. And I remember someone talking. There was, I can't remember if it was a dignitary from Iran or whatever, but somebody was talking about Iran and America. It was one of the dignitaries. They were talking about like freedom, and that dignitary said, I can't remember if they were talking to Donald Rumsfeld or something like that, but whoever they were talking to said, until you get hit, don't tell me about freedom. And when we got hit, TSA changed. And that whole freedom, that whole like you could just roll in like right before your flight. No, dude. Yeah. No. Take off your belt, take off your pants, take off your shoes, get butt naked, stand in the thing, put your arms up.
Ain't not butt naked though.
Well, you ain't butt naked, but still, you know what I mean. It's like the checks is completely
TSA
different.
line you went through.
Like get butt naked. Oh man, but yeah, it just all the lives that were lost, regardless of if we'll ever know what really did or did not happen, just taking some time to regard on the lives of the people, the regular everyday people that got caught up and swept in it and were trying to either save lives or lost their lives or both. You know what I'm saying? So just tough, just tough thinking about that sometimes. But with that said, last up, something that came across my desk today. Look, across my desk. Like I'm saying, cross my desk today. Reporting from the Boston Globe. Former officers charged in George Floyd killing turn blame on each other, seek own trials. Yeah, just so you know, it's interesting from that alone. Like you already know it's about to get real and it's about to get interesting. So
let me say this, because I just thought about this. Isn't it interesting that they joined together in killing this man, right? Once they showed the other videos and showed the other side, where you had one that was standing there making sure that no one intervened.
From helping.
You had the two others that were holding him down, and then you had the one on his neck. They were just, teamwork, boy, teamwork, right? Look, I got you. Look, I got you, right? You look, we're working together.
Yep. Don't nobody want to work together
but
when
now, can't nobody throw anybody under the bus fast enough.
Man. All right, so check it. Reported from, AP in Minneapolis, attorneys for 4 former Minneapolis police charged in the death of George Floyd, say that each client should get his own trial as the officers try to diminish their roles in the black man's arrest by pointing fingers at one another. Prosecutors say all 4 officers should be tried together because they was together, because the nature of their charges and evidence is similar and, quote, it is impossible to evaluate any individual defendant's conduct in a vacuum. Thank you. Because they were there together. The situation happened together. They were a unit, if you will. See, that's the issue. When you all wear the same uniform and you all act the same and you're all down with each other, you win together, you lose together.
Right, because
a basketball game. They all have the same uniform, right? They win together and then they lose together.
I thought this was a brotherhood.
Thought it was a brotherhood. The ball of blue. The blue brotherhood. Where the brotherhood now? Where y'all at now? Why y'all ain't holding each other down now? Y'all should be side by side getting them charges.
It's Cain and Abel now.
Now it's you, every man for themselves. So, continuing, The former officers are scheduled to appear in court Friday for a hearing on several issues, including the prosecution's request to hold a joint trial. Other issues that will be argued include defense requests to move the trial away from Minneapolis and to sequester the jury and keep jurors anonymous. All right, let me stop you. What you're not going to do is do the crime here and then be like, oh, no. I want the people over there to judge me. No, you ain't wronged them. See, you didn't wrong the people over here. You wronged the people over here. The people over here is who you need to speak to. Let me ask you this. If you cheat on your wife, do you get to go to apologize to the woman across the street that don't even know you? No. You got to. Can you
tell her I said I'm sorry?
Can you tell my wife I said my bad? No. If you did something to someone, you got to apologize to them. You got to go speak to them. You don't get to go somewhere else and be like, yo, y'all, I'm sorry. Let me stand trial in front of you. They like, yo, we don't know you. I mean, I guess I don't know how to judge this or how to evaluate this because you ain't did nothing to me. Nah, bruh. In Minneapolis, that's where it needs to be. And I hope the people is still outside, still fighting right now because we ain't having that. We ain't having it. So
hold up, Kiwi. Hold up. Kiwi23 said we ain't playing telephone. Why do I know exactly what you're talking about, Kiwi?
Kiwi23 funny. All right, so check it. Then it says Floyd, who was in handcuffs, died May 25th after Derek Chauvin. I hope it's Chauvin, but Chauvin, whatever, you know who I'm talking about. It's no disrespect. Pressed his knee against the neck as Floyd said he could not breathe and became motionless. Chauvin is charged with second-degree murder, which should be first-degree murder, and third-degree murder and manslaughter. Thomas Lane, Jae Kyung, and Tu To Thao, I apologize messing these names up, are charged with aiding and abetting both second-degree murder and manslaughter. Defense requests to dismiss charges won't be addressed at Friday's hearing because it's asinine. A trial is scheduled for March. My question is, why y'all trying to wait till March?
Thank you.
What happened to Swift and Speedy trial?
Y'all can do a virtual trial.
What happened to Swift and Speedy?
Look, we can do a virtual trial all day.
Trial?
Ain't that something else?
Why didn't get no Speedy trial? Because they know the nation is on fire right now.
And the block
is hot.
And it should be televised.
Yes.
Because I know they love to pick and choose when stuff is televised.
If they don't televise this mess, it's going to be on your ass. Here's the thing. What happened to the Speedy trial? Because the block is hot. Now, if you guys don't know the term a block is hot, what would happen is, let's say for instance, we're on the block.
I think we all know what the block is.
I'm just trying to help. We're on the block and we're doing certain business dealings on the block. And something happens to where police have to come and it makes the block hot. Because now we can't conduct business on the block because police are here in our way. So now the block is hot for the police. So they want it to cool down. Because right now there's any number of 60 or so protests going on nationwide, basically off of the fire from the spark of George Floyd's killing.
And I thank you for that vanilla explanation of the block is hot, Kip.
Look, man, it's an all ages show. So we try to look, we do what we can. Look, the block is hot, but here's my thing. I don't think March is going to be any better for you. You think people ain't going to forget? This was a huge deal. Y'all ain't going to sweep people under the rug no more. Shout to Alan Lewis said they moving it to March because they know we would have forgot about it then and try to pull a fast one.
Ain't nobody forgetting?
Nah, we ain't forgetting that one. Nah. So of course, Friday's hearing will also mark the first time Chauvin is expected to appear in a courtroom. He is in state custody and has attended previous hearings via video conference. Prosecutors say that the case should proceed with one trial because the evidence, including witness statements, body camera video, and police department policy on use of force is similar for each officer. Prosecutors say the officers also acted in close concert. Thank you. Y'all was a team out there. Oh, y'all was side by side killing this man. Now all of a sudden, y'all want, nah, man, we want to dice up crimes. Nah, bruh, we ain't got time for that.
We want the opportunity to, what it is y'all want the opportunity to throw each other under the bus. That's what it is.
No, well, you know, he did more than I did.
Because one or two of them was saying, well, I was a rookie. I was just doing what I saw him doing.
I was
No, see, that's what the training is for. The training does not tell you to just do what he doing. Whatever you see your superior doing, do that. Training tells you what it is you are supposed to do.
Training or not, are you a human being? You see someone dying slowly in front of you. Training or not, bruh, look, we got him. His hands is cuffed behind his back. Dude, we got him. It's 4 of us, one of him. We got him. Let him sit up. He's begging to sit up. Let it go. Because you're a human being. But no, you're a monster with a badge. So now, after you've been a monster with a badge, but you got caught, now all of a sudden, oh, well, I was a rookie. Oh, well, I just didn't know. Get out of here. You did the crime together. Y'all need to burn together. I ain't trying to hear it. You know what I'm saying? But, Sandra Thomas says, what if they do this like the Nipsey trial? I don't see that happening. This is a situation that is going to be hotly contested nationwide. I don't see them trying to like kind of get this trial over quick or quietly. And then the fact that someone that was an EMT was there, asked to check his pulse and they couldn't even do that. They're in a lot of hot water. And I don't think with the video from the body cameras, plus the social media video from the people there, plus the video from the security cam from the store, we have enough to be like, y'all did this. And I don't think it would definitely be against their best interest to try to hide this. People already burning stuff down. The best thing they can do is make this as open and transparent as possible. And we'll see. I will say this once again. This goes to the powers that be, the idea of white supremacy, this kind of false sense of like white victimhood. I think it'll be televised. Sandra Thomas.
I hope so.
This idea of like, just like I'm white, not say so. To that idea, you better fix it, because if you don't fix it, the people are gonna fix it, and if the people fix it, things burn. No matter what time period, no matter what country. You got China. They didn't fix it. The people had to fix it. They had things burned. You got down in Brazil. Government didn't fix it. The people are right now working to fix it. Things are burning. Colombia, things are burning. Right here in America, things are burning. Remember Egypt, when the president had to sneak out his own country? Things burned. So the question is, what up, Astro Dog? The question is, are you going to fix it? Because if you come up in here with these officers and you be like, oh, well, we had the trial and just not guilty, not guilty. It's not going to be a good look. I'm just letting you know now. If you try to stack that jury with like the most cop or ex-cop, jurors in the world, and it's all blue lives in the whole jury, and I'm just telling you, it's not going to be a good look. The best thing for you to do is to do this properly in Minneapolis with jurors from Minneapolis, and do this straight up and straightforward, and let them decide what happens to the people that destroyed their community.
Yeah. Because
if you try to be slick, it's probably not going to go well. And that's it. That's what I got for y'all this week. That's it. I will say, unfortunately, we've had to deal, if you're in California, You've had to deal with also these red skies due to people wanting to do a gender reveal. I don't know whatever happened to just being like, it's a boy, but, or it's a girl. You'll be like, hey, we're having a girl. Woo! Maybe a pink balloon. You didn't have to. So, on top of people burning things because folks are killing black people in the streets, now we have acres of land burning because
thousands of acres
of land burning because people decided to have a gender reveal.
And no one has been charged, y'all. Nobody has been arrested or charged.
You want to know why?
I wonder, Michael.
Because the complexion for protection has provided pause and consideration for those that had done it. Trust and believe. Had this been a black family that they found out that this started with, they would be in jail. The father at least would be in jail. At the very least. Would be in jail.
They put them both in jail. What you mean the father at least?
Well, there might be some argument like, well, the kids have to.
Oh, they care about black kids.
I'm just saying there might be some argument pushback behind the scenes.
You are so nice.
From some like Kamala type that'll be like, oh, well, the black women, you gotta have the kids. So, but
really, Michael,
somebody going to jail. They ain't gonna know who started the fire, and they started the fire knowingly, and know good and well you ain't supposed to be starting no fires. And they still ain't in jail. That's a whole other thing. Look, it's a whole other thing. Let that go. But with that said, guys, thank you for rolling through. You know what I'm saying? It's been a week, but we got through. You know what I'm saying? We got through. I'm gonna give a shout out to everybody in the chat: Markeith Collins, Alan Lewis, Kibi23, Sandra Thomas, Godric Voorhees even came through. Geeky Lizzie. Let's see who else we had. Astro Dog came through. I'm not sure if Nate Miller came through, but shouts out to Nate Miller. Much love to him. He does the review with us on Lovecraft Country. And if we do something else with the boys, whatever we do that, he'll probably be down with us too. So big shout out to him and Clement Bryant. Those two guys are just awesome. Super cool. So with that said, did you have anything you wanted to leave the wonderful people with?
Y'all just, I would just say, really just keep updated on these cases. I feel like the powers that be are hoping that, we would just kind of forget because they're being real silent. We're not getting updates on what they're supposedly doing with Breonna Taylor and all of these other many cases. We haven't forgotten, and just I would say stay up to date.
Ahmaud Arbery.
Yep. Stay up to date and informed about what's going on. And
Elijah. Elijah, the kid that got injected from the.
I can't remember.
There's so many names we can't even count. The Jace Boyd that killed the older gentleman at Trader Joe's. The civilian violence is starting to ratchet up because of the emboldened idea that comes around that we've seen from the wanton violence and destruction from police violence. But we will see where this goes. We'll see where this goes. I will say this once again, guys, if you do not have protection, find the rules and laws in your locality and get protected. Keep that protection with you so that you may protect yourself.
Get proper training.
Get proper training, know what you're doing, and be able to protect yourself. Because people out here acting stupid, and I want to see y'all next week. So, guys, from us to you, we thank y'all for watching. Lisa, say peace.
Bye, y'all.
And, of course, NERD, SOUL, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all them places. YouTube is the hub. Hit that thumbs up if you like what you're seeing. Hit that thumbs down if you don't. If you hit that thumbs down, I'm going to send Grand Admiral Thrawn after you. And you don't want that because he's a mean dude. Then also we got podcasts. If you want to get your listen on rather than look, or if you don't want to look and listen, just open up a tab. Help a brother out anyway. It ain't gonna hurt your computer resources. And Spotify for music to get your music on. Of course, we're gonna leave y'all with Arcatron. That's right, ARCKATRON. A woo for you. A woo for you. Arcatron, the Space Bridge in stores now. Crazy, talented musician. He's got mad skills. I'm going to leave with y'all with some music. And we will be up later in about 30 minutes talking Cobra Kai. Tomorrow we'll be talking about the show Woke. Later this weekend we'll be talking about The Witcher. We got tons of stuff on the way. Don't y'all sleep. And we'll be playing Streets of Rage, Street Fighter, and maybe we can fit in some Dragon Ball Fighters. We'll see.
That's all tonight?
No, not all tonight.
That's over the weekend. What is happening?
That's over the weekend. I'm trying. Y'all giving in the Patreon. I'm trying to give. Y'all giving. I'm trying to give. You know what I'm saying? So I thank y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. And from us to you, say peace.
Peace.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's right. Ha.